So, are you all getting welcome to the moon ceremony, full moon ceremony today? And I apologize. I don't know why I can't hear you. I've checked everything I know to check. So, but please do go to the chat and type in, where you are in the world, so I can look back and see who joined us today on the live. Of course, I will record this and post it on the website. Yeah, very sorry I can hear you, but apparently you guys can hear each other, and so that's a good thing. Uh, so let me move my screen over just a little bit. Yeah. So gather any sacred water or just a container of water, and a candle or smudging materials, something from the earth if you have something nearby. I have a little plant here that I brought, but a crystal, or just remembering that you're touching Mother Earth, that works too. And candles are lovely for the fire, because this is an embulk and a full moon, so we want to honor the fire energy today. I lead moon ceremonies actually 8 times a year, because I do the full moon, the new moon first, and then the full moon on each of the Celtic cross quarter days. And this one is Imbolc, and I'll talk a little more about Imbolc in just a minute. The next one will be Beltane. That the new moon will be on April 20th, and that will be a new moon and a solar eclipse. And then May the 5th will be the full moon, which will be a lunar eclipse. So we have that coming up for the next quarter. And in April, I will teach a new course called Living with the Moon Cycles. If you're interested, that will, I'll do the webinar. I'll send out an email on it. I'll do the webinar April 11th and do the course starting April the 18th for 4 weeks. And I'll have a place to sign up on a website later. It's not up yet, registration, but just wanted to let you know. And on my website, you can find information that we've just released on our tour to Egypt. It's a tour and spiritual retreat in October. The theme is to awaken your ancient memory. So you can go to the website. Let's see if I can get this in the website. I'm having trouble with this. I got let's see if I can get everyone. There we go. Okay. There's my website. In case, if you are not already registered on the website, you can go there and see information about the tour, but you can also get on my mailing list if you're not already on the mailing list. I think most of you, I recognize your names, so most of you I know are on the mailing list. So if you will light your sacred fire, whether it be candle or just remembering that there is a fire, but this is a good time to light that sacred fire, and any smudging that you'll do. And I'll give you just a minute, because I see some of you are moving around getting things together, and I'll call the directions here. I've been burning several types of incense here for half an hour, I guess, and they're beginning to burn down, but there's smoke still coming around, clearing and cleansing the atmosphere and the air all around us. Cleansing here, sending out cleansing and healing for you. And hopefully each of you are doing whatever works for you for beginning the smudging. So I want to start with calling the directions, and I have my rattle. And I start in the center, saying, thank you, Divine Light. Thank you, Divine Oneness, for joining us this day. As we honor Imbolc and we honor the full moon and the illumination of the light, we thank you. And I turn to the east. Rising sun of the east, we thank you for sharing your illumination with our moon so that we experience a full moon, the brilliance of the light. We call the ancestors of the east to be with us and illuminate our path as we go through our journey today. And we say thank you. And I turn to the south. The south is the direction of fire, and we light the sacred fire today. We call on the ancestors to dance with us, to fill us with joy and fill us with beauty, and help us remember who we are as we dance through this illuminated journey of the full moon. And we say thank you. I turn to the west, the direction of the setting sun, where we have the moon opposite the sun with this illumination and glow so that we see from planet Earth a full moon. We say thank you, ancestors of the West. Thank you for calling us into introspection so that we can follow this journey, illuminated path with the full moon, and look deep into ourselves and to our hearts as we open to the divine light. And I say thank you. And I move to the north, the north winds, where the women are walking to ceremony, where we stand in ceremony in the north. And the ancestors of the north call us to stand up as warriors of the heart, to remember who we are, to bring in the light and the dark so that we stand in balance and in harmony, calling the divine feminine and the divine masculine as we move through this illuminated journey with the full moon. And I come back to center and say thank you. Thank you to the moon. Thank you to the stars. Thank you to all the planets. And I turn to Mother Earth and say thank you, Mother Earth, for holding us in your arms, for lifting us, for carrying us when we cannot carry our own weight, our own burdens, and for refreshing us and illuminating us. We thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Aho, Ashi, Amen. Blessed be, Hamdulillah, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I brought my magic wand with us today so that we can have a little touch of the dragonfly from the earth, but also to illuminate each and every one of us as we go through this full moon ceremony. Since I can't hear what you're saying, if you have questions as we go along, please do type them in the chat, and I'll try to be aware of the chat that's going on. Let me change my view to speaker and spotlight myself so that for the recording I'm on the spotlight. So today is Imbolc, the celebration, a Celtic celebration, and I want to tell you about that. I want to tell you a little about full moon in general, and specifically about this full moon in Leo. And I want to talk about what we can do to awake and arise to our full potential today. So I have studied with a medicine woman in Ireland, and I am a member of the Temple of Eru that she founded many years ago. And so my friends at the Temple of Eru send out newsletters, and I want to tell you some of what they have said about Imbolc. It is a fire and ceremony, but it's also a water-related ceremony, and many call it a solar gateway. So the Temple of Eru says since time immemorial, Imbolc has been celebrated as that midpoint between winter solstice and spring equinox, with fires and gatherings and feasts celebrating Bridget, the coming of spring, new growth, new passions, new awakenings, and new energy, leaving behind the long winter. Now, many of us will still have winter, but we know that we're coming out of winter, getting there eventually. Imbolc occurs about February 1st, and it's the first cross-quarter day following midwinter. So we welcome and we honor the sun. We welcome and honor Bridget and the lighting of the sacred flame. Bridget tended the holy wells and the sacred waters, and she keeps a perpetual flame burning. So may the fire of Bridget help to germinate and awaken the seeds of your dreams, your sacred dreams. And with your candle burning, mine is burning here, sitting over to the side. And if you have some water with you, I'm reaching toward my water. If you have some water with you, hold that water, or at least have it sitting, in front of you so that you can see it. I'm holding mine. The water that you are holding in your hands or looking at comes from the depths of Mother Earth. The depths of Mother Earth, this water, comes from underneath us as we bring it up through our faucets that have come through the city water system, or wells if you don't live in the city, and the waters that are on the oceans. So as you hold the water, touch it if you can, or just hold around it, and experience with that water. Recognize and remember, because it comes from Mother Earth, remember the ever-flowing waters of the sacred feminine. Whether you are male or female, you still are connected, as all of us are, to the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. So let those waters of the sacred feminine flow through your veins. Feel the waters in your body flowing through your blood, through your bones, through your joints and your muscles. And now extend that awareness of the water flowing through you to the water in your hands, and from there to the waters of Mother Earth. Feel the waters of the streams the lakes. Feel the rivers as they flow into the oceans and become one with the ocean. Touch that water and touch it to your body. As we feel these waters and we touch our water, we ask that all of the waters be cleansed and healed. Healed and cleansed for yourself and for the children of the world, all of the beings of planet Earth. Know that you are a part of the water and the earth. And take a slow, deep breath in, breathing in the sacred air. And if your eyes are closed, slowly begin to open them and become aware of the light. Notice the candle if you have one burning. Or notice the electric lights in your room. Or the sunlight coming from outside. Wherever the source of light is for you, say thank you. Thank you to the light. Thank you to the water. Thank you to the earth. Thank you to the air. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me talk for just a minute about what the full moon means. The full moon, any full moon that comes, is about illumination, about opening new directions. Your dreams are amplified, and this is oftentimes when the manifestation of your dreams and desires comes about. If you set out objectives at the new moon, this is a time where they may be manifesting. And it's a time to focus on gratitude. Gratitude for the illumination, for the new moon, for moving forward. So in 2023, we will have 13 new moons. Normally we only have 12 in our calendar year, but about every 2.5 years, we end up with 13 full moons. And this is one of those years, August. We'll have a full moon on August 1st and August 30th. So we'll have 13 in the calendar year that we follow. So let's talk about what's happening with the full moon in Leo. Wow, this is a powerful full moon. Leo is about courage and tenacity and joy and vision. Wow. So this full moon is one that can help us become more aware and help us arise to our full potential. With this full moon in Leo, you will probably feel compelled to follow the truth, no matter what. The truth is not always easy to follow. But this Leo moon will push us to follow the truth. And in that, our old ways of being, these things that we do day in and day out, our traditions, our expectations, many of those will no longer serve us as we come into this new phase and these changes that are coming about in 2023. This can be freeing and liberating, and it can also be chaotic. It can be ungrounding, it can be anxiety producing. Change is hard. So let's talk about what we can do to awake and arise to our full potential with all this transition and change that's coming about in 2023. Change is easier if we embrace it. It's harder if we fight the change. And we fight our personalities, hold on, we don't want it to be any different. Even if what we're experiencing is not comfortable, it's familiar. And so unconsciously you fight that. So you have to open your heart and open yourself. And we'll talk about some techniques in just a minute to help you do that. But to be able to handle this transition, this change, and make it a change that's expansive and loving, you need some practices that focus on self-care and on grounding. These are very important in this timeline where we are right now, because we are going through changes, like it or not. So right now, let's practice a couple of things. First, let's do just a short meditation, and we'll follow it with a grounding exercise. So just get yourself settled, and you can close your eyes if you like. And I'd like you to begin to just pay attention to your breathing. It doesn't have to be any specific order of breathing. Just notice a breath in, a breath out, a breath in, a breath out. Just calming yourself, bringing yourself to this place of meditation. If you bring your hands together in front of your heart, wiggle your fingers. All the chakras in your major system are also in your fingers. And you can open those chakras by becoming aware of the ones in your fingers. So focus on your little fingers, focus on your thumbs, focus on your ring fingers, middle fingers, forefingers, thumbs again, and then open your hands, open your palms. Take a deep breath in, slow and easy, and release that breath. And think back to what wonderful, wonderful things occurred for you in 2022. You may have some things that immediately come to you, or maybe you need to go back month by month. Go back through the year and find those beautiful things that happened, and I'll do chanting for just a moment. Now, for just a few seconds, think of something that happened in 2022 that was not so wonderful, something that you would like to have been different. So just come up with just one thing. And now I'd like you to bring your hands together again at your heart, but this time let your thumbs touch and your forefingers touch. You've formed a triangle. This triangle is a vortex. And so out in front of this vortex, out in front of you, I want you to imagine an altar sitting there in front of you with an altar bowl holding all those beautiful things that happened in 2022. And with that vortex open, say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, with that beautiful glowing light in front of you in that altar bowl, place the thing that you wish hadn't happened, or the thing that did not go well, or the thing that you would like to have had come the outcome different. Place that in the bowl. And with this vortex, ask the divine light to flow through the vortex for transmutation and healing of that event. Gentle, balanced, appropriate healing. You don't change the event by doing this, but you change your perception. You change your view, your vision of this event. And so say thank you for the lessons learned from that event. Thank you for the healing of this event. Thank you for the transmutation of this event. Thank you for helping me see it in a new light. Another breath in and breath out. And then close your hands, palms together. And we're going to do a grounding exercise. So lift your hands above the top of your head. Again, say thank you. And then roll those hands back to back and push out. Just push your hands out. Your arms are up, but let your hands tilt down toward the earth. Let that energy flowing through you touch Mother Earth, helping to ground you. And then roll your hands over so Mother Earth sends her energy up through your body, once again grounding you. Now bring your hands together again on top of your head, but this time let the base of your hands rest on your head, on your hand. And then release your hands and let your hands slide down the back of your head. Sliding down, coming to rest on your shoulders. And again, say thank you. Thank you for the beautiful experiences. Thank you for the lessons from the uncomfortable experiences. And then just let your hands slide down across your shoulders there to your chest with your hands at your heart. And now drag your hands down your chest. Drag them down across your solar plexus, your belly. Drag them down to the tops of your legs. Drag your hands across your thighs. And when you get to your knees, rub those knees. Rub them 2, 3, 4 times. Just rub, rub. And then reach in behind those knees and give it a little massage behind the knees. Drag your hands back to your hips. Put them behind you if you can, as far back as you can, and just drag your hands over your hips. Drag them forward again. Drag them past your thighs. Drag them down your knees, down the fronts of your legs, and then go back and rub the calves of your legs. Brush your ankles. Brush across the tops of your feet. Brush toward the bottoms of your feet. And then press in at your toes. Even if you have your shoes on, just press where your toes are. And your body is folded over now. So just kind of drag your arms back to your thighs and kind of press with those forearms as you begin to straighten your body. But let your head still be dropped over. Your shoulders hunched, your head looking down. And slowly, slowly, slowly begin to straighten your spine. And when your shoulders come back to center, then pull back at the base of your neck with those muscles and let your head float up. Begin to blink your eyes, letting the light back in. And look around. Look around at the light. Let the light come into your eyes now. Let the light come into your body. Let the light surround and enfold you. So I hope that you can use that grounding exercise in the future. I recommend that you do some things, some self-care things, but some things related to grounding you, like joining a meditation group. I lead a group on Thursdays. Some of you are already in that group, and if you're not, you can send me a message saying that you'd like to be added to that. Or something like getting involved with yoga, not yoga for exercise, but yoga for the sacred practice of yoga. Tai Chi, Qigong, those are all activities that are not just physical, but are related to helping you connect with your inner self and helping to ground you as you make that connection to the divine. Whatever you do, let Leo, this moon in Leo, and this activation of what's sometimes called the solar gate, let those light your way today. Let them continue to light your way as we go into this coming week. And let that light show you how to reach your potential, your greatest potential. So we begin the month of February with all of the planets in direct motion. And that, in fact, gives us a desire to move forward. The very vibration of all those planets moving direct help us move forward, help us make progress, help us make things happen. And guess what? That vibration from the planetary movement helps us take risks. What might have been a little more difficult to reach out and do right now in February is going to be a little easier to take that risk, to stretch a little bit further. So if you've been waiting for a time to act on something, the time is now. It is the time in the here and now to open up to the divine, to let that energy flow through and say, yes, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm jumping on board. And meanwhile, find some things that help you ground yourself as you go about this process. Uh, so thank you everyone for coming today. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the chat. I'm seeing a couple coming through. Um, yeah, yeah, Shante and Paula, I see your messages. Any other messages? Well, I thank you everyone, and I appreciate you being here with me today.